Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. My name is Eric Breckeisen, and the topic that I chose is the depiction of men in advertising and what effects it has on mental health of men. All right, so here's the table of contents. I'll introduce the topic, uh, dive into the depiction of men in advertising, the sexualization of men, and then the effect of the physical and mental health effects that has on men. I'll also touch on the Old Spice commercials, and then yeah, there's the reference page. All right, so chapter eight. Chapter eight, we deal a lot with gender and uh, how it relates to media. The part of the chapter I looked at specifically is called Studs and Suits, the male depiction in advertising. Um, why I chose this topic, I thought it was really interesting, something I don't really, I've never really intentionally looked at, they were paid attention to, seen advertisements, something subconscious just when you watch ads. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting to look at. All right, so the depiction of stereotypes of men in advertising. So men are typically depicted as powerful, confident, successful, independent individuals. Um, and they're often pictured in fun or extreme activities outside of the confines of the house. This is definitely the depiction of men in the 1900s. And in the 2000s, those things have also held true, but things have shifted a little bit to show men are involved in domestic tasks more, like taking care of children, doing chores, playing with kids and pets. Um, Although this isn't a big trend, um, and men are often not shown without their spouse in these uh, roles, and especially taking care of children, they're often more shown even just like playing with children. But yeah, that's things have culture has shifted a little bit with dual income homes, and um, that has also affected advertising. So in the 21st century, men have also been presented as sex objects and in decorative ways more than ever before. That is also due a lot to the cultural shifts, and we'll get into that. All right, so some men stereotypes that are out there in advertising, men are often depicted in stereotypes of being either strong Rambo or weak bimbo. There's stud cowboys like the Marlboro Man, sporty and athletic men, handymen that can fix anything. Blue collar workers are often depicted as muscular and manly, sometimes as sex symbols too. Ladies, men, and drink commercials, and bars and stuff like that. Androgynous are often depicted like in Calvin Klein and other clothing ads. There's romantic types, and then the family man is also often depicted. And so, yeah, these are just all the different stereotypes that we see uh, of men in ads. All right, so the sexualization of men, that's what we'll dive in next. And so, research that I found has shown that advertising has increasingly shown men's bodies in a sexualized, objectifying way, and that trend has continued to grow. So it's kind of got up to depicting men in the same way the women are often depicted in advertising, especially in the clothing industry. All right, and more research that I found that the male bodies represented often carried unrealistic ideals of bodybuilder type, muscular physiques that are mostly unattainable for people, and also with idealistic facial features as well, which are not does not match the majority of the population that exists. Men are often in advertising receiving attention from women doing practically nothing. So shown in ads with perfect physique again and facial features. Often fragrance ads just attract women by the smell. Also very unrealistic depictions. And another big with cultural shifts and the rise of the LGBTQ movement, the depiction of sexualization of men has also changed and shown men in a more feminine way, designed to appeal to that audience. So that is some of the things affecting sexualization of men. Um, Next, we'll look at physical and mental health that all of this has on men. And so uh, the image of this image that we discussed in the previous slide of masculinity with an ideal all the idealistic features is said to be the ideal benchmark of a man, to which all other men compare themselves to socially and in appearance. Um, Research shows that the depiction of the male body in advertising has many effects on the mental and physical health of males. Researchers also believe that men's self-esteem and self-image is under direct assault due to these idealized body images. Um, Research also backs up that the representation of the male body in advertisement as an ideal erotic body has real consequences on men and their view of themselves. Again, low self-esteem, distorted self-image, even causing physical harm and eating disorders, and choosing many men choosing plastic surgery to change facial features, and the number is in the millions of dollars of spent on that every year. Um, Men were found to be worrying about their self-image and hygiene, like freshness of breath, body odor, and the gap between men and women and then the demand for grooming products has decreased significantly in recent years. Uh, Quite possibly because of the depiction of men in advertising as being having to have this ideal appearance. Uh, the prominent example of that is the Old Spice commercials. I'm sure a lot of you know about these, and Terry Crews. Uh, these were Old Spice came out with humorous ads that went viral and kind of helped build Old Spice's popularity around the world. But it's a glaring example of how men are being portrayed in an objectifying way, um, and also creating an unrealistic body image because not that many people in the world are as ripped as Terry Crews, and you're looking at that and saying, you know, seeing that over and over again, and subconsciously, that's who you start to compare yourself to people you see on TV. So, um, yeah, that's about it. There are some of my references, and thank you.